Assalamu alaikum dear students. In this lesson we will revise the syllabus of Assessment 2 of English class 5th. This syllabus contains 3 lessons from lesson number 4 to lesson number 6 of English grammar and 3 units of Oxford Progressive English from unit number 3 to unit number 6. 1 application for sick leave and 1 story with the topic Try again. Let's start with our portion of English grammar. Lesson number 4, sentences, at page number 16. There are 2 concepts given in this lesson. One is subject and other is predicate. What is a subject? Subject is doer of the action. In the sentence, the person who commits the verb is subject of the sentence. For example, where have Anne and Steve gone? Gone is verb and Anne and Steve are gone, so Anne and Steve are subject. Subject usually comes at the first position, at the front position of the sentence. Like the children enjoyed the magic show. The children is subject, that is at the front position. The cat mews. Cat is subject at the front position. But we have seen that Anne and Steve are also subjects that are not at the front position. So subjects can change places. They can come at the beginning, at the middle, or at the end of the sentence. What is predicate? Predicate is the part of sentence that gives information about the subject. One subject, we keep the subject aside and rest of the part of sentence is predicate. The children enjoyed the magic show. We will take the subject apart, the children, and enjoyed the magic show is predicate of this sentence. A predicate must contain a verb. The cat mews. Mews gives information about the cat, so mews is predicate. Anita and James love dancing. They both are doer of action, they both are subject, and love dancing is predicate. To prepare yourself for exam, revise all the exercises of lesson number 4. We will move to our lesson number 5, that is sentences. In this lesson, the concept given is phrase. We will learn what is phrase and how to place phrase at the proper position. A phrase is a group of words that has no subject and verb. It is a group of words that does not make sense on its own. It gives sense when it is arranged in a sentence. Apart from sentence, phrases do not give complete sense. Let us have a look on some phrases. The sun sets in the west. We have learned that a phrase should not have a subject and verb. The sun is subject and sets is verb. The rest of the sentence, in the west, is phrase. And a phrase can act like an adverb. Also it can act like a noun, an adjective. In the west is adverb as it tells us about the place where the sun sets. It says sets in the west. It gives additional information about verb. Cutting down trees is crime. So cutting down trees is the phrase and it is acting like a noun here. Cutting down trees is crime. There was something sinister about the man with the old worn out house. With the old worn out house is adjective. It tells us the quality of man. And this is also a phrase. I bought this dress from the new store. From the new store is adverb. Verb phrase. The cricket fans cheered loudly for their host team. For their host team is also adverb. So we can say that a phrase can act like an adverb, noun or adjective. Revise all the exercises of lesson number 5. We will move to lesson number 6, that is clause. Clause is a bigger unit than phrase. A clause can give complete meaning on its own. It is also a group of words, but it gives complete meaning. Whereas phrase does not give complete meaning on its own. A clause must have a subject and a verb, whereas a phrase should not have a subject and a verb. What you are doing. This is a clause. It has a subject, you, and a verb, doing. I walked the whole day. I is subject, walked is verb, the whole day. It gives complete meaning that I was walking whole day. So this is clause. There is something more about a clause. A sentence can contain more than one clause, and if there are more than one clauses in a sentence, one would be main clause and other would be second clause. So how to differentiate which one would be main clause and which one would be second clause? Look at the sentence. I walked the whole day till I was exhausted. There are two clauses. One is I walked the whole day. One clause contains one subject and one verb. I walked, one subject and one verb. Till I was exhausted. I was exhausted. I is subject, was exhausted is verb. So there are two clauses. One would be main clause. Main clause is the clause that does not need extra information. I walked the whole day. The sentence is complete. That is main clause. Second clause, till I was exhausted. It starts with conjunction. Conjunction till shows that it is needing some more information. Till I was exhausted. It gives sense but incomplete. So this is second clause. Main clause can stand alone. Second clause cannot exist alone. It needs a main clause to give complete meaning. Revise all the exercises of lesson number 6. Now move to application. How to write an application? We have discussed it in detail. So if you have missed it in any way, if you have missed it by chance, I have brought it here for you. This is application for sick leave. There are three main parts of application: invitation, main body, and closing. The principal, Light School, Rawalpindi, and Sir. Look at the commas that are put at the end of each phrase. Don't miss them. And look at how this application is set on the page. Keep the alignment proper. Respectfully, it is stated that I am suffering from high fever. I cannot come to school. Kindly grant me leave for 2 days only. I shall be very thankful to you for this act of kindness. Yours obediently, XYZ, and then put the date. In writing application, follow the exact pattern that is given here. Then move to next section, that is story. Try again. The moral is try again. And the topic is Spider and King Bruce. I hope you have learned the story. It is here for you to revise it again. We'll move to our next section, that is Oxford Progressive English. Start with Unit 3. We will discuss the important exercises that are very important from exam's point of view. You need to concentrate on these exercises for your exam preparation. The first exercise is exercise number 3 at page number 14, unit number 3, and lesson number is 1. This exercise is about making up dialogue by stating problem and offering help. I have done it in details already, but I have brought you 2 examples here to remind you, to revise you of how to make a dialogue. So you are given words, a situation. Cup cracked. A cup is cracked. That is a problem. So A says, I am afraid I have cracked this cup. A is stating the problem. I am afraid I have cracked this cup. I will throw it away. B is offering help. Don't worry, it was an old one. The second situation is shirt's arm is burnt. A says, I have burned the arm of this shirt. And B says, don't worry, you can wear it for games. So in this way, you would be able to make up short dialogues if you do the practice. Open your books at page number 14 and do exercise number 3. Then move to lesson number 3 at page number 17, exercise number 3. This says find the words in text and fill in the blanks. A group of schoolboys who play together is called a gang. This exercise is basically word meanings. A group of schoolboys who play together is called a gang. You can shoot wild animals if you have a bow and some arrows. When you make somebody pay for a camel ride, you charge the person some money. Charging money is making somebody pay for you. The opposite of a bad cold is slight cold. Bad cold, severe cold. Slight cold, minor cold. A short sleep during daytime is called a nap. What is a nap? That is a short sleep that we take at daytime. If you pay to go into the museum, paying to enter some place is entrance fee. If a cat is angry, it scratches you on the hand. A person who makes loud noise while sleeping is snoring. People who do not have their own teeth, they put on false teeth. Learn this exercise. Then move to page number 19. Exercise 2, that are question answers from the story The Show. We have to learn these question answers as well. How did William and his friends plan to collect money? And were they successful? The answer is they planned to do a show and charge their friends money. And yes, the show was successful. They were successful. What happened when Aunt Emily woke up? Question number 2. When Aunt Emily woke up, she saw a group of boys in her bedroom. Question number 3. What did Aunt Emily first think when she woke up? She thought it was a dream. Question number 4. Do you think William's father was angry with him? If yes, why? If no, why not? William's father was not angry with him because Aunt Emily decided to leave the house at once, and that was what he desired. Question number 5. Did William and Henry make more money or less money than they had expected? Yes, they made more money than they had expected. Next is lesson number 4 at page number 18. The concept is past perfect tense. This tense talks about finished actions, completed events in the past. And how do we know that it is past perfect tense? Or when we talk about completed action in the past, we use had and third form of verb, that is past participle. Aunt Emily had eaten. The auxiliary verb for past perfect tense is had. The auxiliary verb about completed events in the past is had, and the main verb would be past participle, third form of verb. Let us do exercise number 1 at page number 18. This says change the verbs in bracket into past perfect tense. We are given verbs in the brackets and we have to change them into past perfect tense. To change verb into past perfect tense, we need auxiliary verb had and past participle of the main verb. Let us do some sentences. Outlaw says, why were you so surprised at first? And friend says, because I never see a giant before. The verb in bracket is never see. We have to change it into past perfect. To change the verb never see into past perfect, we need auxiliary verb had. Put the verb had. Because I had. We put the auxiliary verb just after the subject. Because I had. Then we put the word never, and verb see will change into past participle seen, because I had never seen a giant before. Rest of the exercise is done for you. Practice this at home. Then come to exercise number 3 at page number 18. That is, make up short sentences for these past participles. We are given verbs in past participle form of verbs, and we have to make sentences for them. First is bought. That is past participle of verb buy. I saw my mom had bought us some strawberries. The next is brought. My teacher was happy because I had brought my homework. In this way, make up sentences for all the words. Then come to Unit 4, Lesson number 4, Exercise number 3. This past participle of the verbs. We are given some words, that is make, and the past participle of this make is made, grow, grew, sell, sold, keep, kept. Learn all these past participles of the verbs. And come to exercise number 3 at page number 23. That are question and answers for Unit 4. Topic is how ice cream is made. Question number 1. What do you need to make an ice cream? To make an ice cream, we need milk or cream, sugar, fruit, or other flavors. What different kind of flavors do Choco Ice Cream Factory use? They used chopped fruit and syrup. How do you make a syrup? To make a syrup, we add sugar and water. By mixing sugar and water, we make syrup. Why do pedals stir the mixture all the time? To make an ice cream, we need stirring pedals that stir the ice cream all the time to keep it light and medium soft. Do you cut and weigh the ice cream when it's cold or when it's frozen? We cut ice cream when it's very cold. It would be hard to cut when it's frozen. And where are the boxes of ice cream kept? The boxes of ice cream are kept in the cold stores. Learn these question answers. Then come to Unit 5 at page number 26. The concept is will or going to. Where to use will when talking about future, and where to use going to when talking about future. When we talking about sudden decisions about future, we use will. And when we talk about planned events in future, we use going to. Practice this at home. Then come to making passive voice of simple present tense. Make passive voice. We have to move subject to the object position, and we have to bring object to the subject position, and we have to change the verb. That is the main thing. We change the verb into past participle, and auxiliary verb is also changed. To make passive of simple present tense, we change the verb opens into is opened. We use the auxiliary verb is or, and we use the past participle form of verb. That is exercise number 2 at page number 27. We are given some sentences and we have to change them into simple passive voice. Sentence number 1 is, first they fry the onions with the garlic. In active sentences, the subject is at the first position, they. In passive sentences, the subject is not important and we omit the subject usually. So, object goes to the first position. First, the onions, that are object. The onions are fried, are auxiliary verb, and fried is past participle. Sentence number 2. Then they beat the eggs in a bowl. The eggs are beaten in a bowl. Do all these sentences in the same way. Then come to Unit 6, page number 28, exercise number 3. That are quantities that we use with uncountable noun. He drinks a lot of water. Uncountable liquid. A lot of water. He drinks very little tea. Uncountable, very little. He eats a lot of vegetable. He eats very little chocolate. He doesn't watch much TV. He doesn't have much free time, and fried rice gives him a lot of energy. Revise this exercise as well. Then come to exercise number 4 at page number 28. That are prefixes for numbers. That prefixes are uni, that means 1, by, that means 2, try, that means 3, quad means 4. Make the words by using these prefixes. Uni, unicycle, unicorn, uniform, that means cycle that has one tire, an animal that has one horn, uniform having one shape. Bi means 2, bicycle that has 2 wheels, dual that has 2 shapes, bilingual a person who can speak 2 languages, tri, triple having 3 insides, triangle having 3 corners, triathlete person who takes part in 3 different events in a game, quad 4, a quad bike which has a bike which has 4 tires. So this was all for for assessment 2. Revise all these exercises carefully if you want to perform well in your assessment 2. If you find anything difficult, please do not hesitate to contact. Good luck for your exams. Take care. Allah Hafiz.